Those sides up towards the top end of the table. It's just setting sun, isn't it? Near darkness now. Floodlights are on. That's going to enclose the atmosphere. The temperatures dropping as well, and that's just going to get everyone going, isn't it? In terms of, big away following on the far side. Good couple of hundred Carlisle fans have made that journey down from Cumbria down the M6 and the M5, and we're all set, and this should be a good atmosphere. Robbie Savage has done his lap on the ground to whip up the home fans and steered well clear of the away fans as well.
Forest Crew going from left to right. Carlisle pick off going towards the south stand and go long. Mendy easily heads the ball upfield looking for Horton, who can't be found. The Carlisle 11 will go through shortly as Ricardo Rees can't get on the end of the ball played forward to him. Mendy makes a back for himself and plays the ball deeper into his half, goes back to Eister with his first touch in an all-orange goalkeeper's kit. Ricardo Rees is pulled back as he tries to turn past Mugabe. So the starting 11 for Carlisle: Breeze in goal, Williams, Mugabe, Feeney, Galvin, Magman, Gilliard, Asher Boy, Warren, Embleton and Armstrong. Con Clark's on the bench. Linney's injured. Two of the bigger threats of Carlisle not featuring tonight, which is a good news of Forest Green. But still threatening our Carlisle above Forest Green in the table. You can hear the cheers because Breeze plays the ball out straight for Forest Green throw. Breeze being the Carlisle keeper. A nice pink top.
And for once there isn't a breeze here at Forest Green. Three flags on the far side are pretty much limp.
Yeah, Breeze can't blame any Breeze for that poor distribution as Forest Green can go down the left. Clark an option in the middle. We'll talk about him shortly. A few social media interactions he's had as Mendy crosses the halfway line. Successfully, looks to option, Ahmed in the middle, he tried to play it to him, Nils overhit and he puts his hand up to apologise. Carlisle in their traditional home kit, blue and majority blue, some stripes of red and white on it, on their shirt, and blue shorts and blue socks.
If there was more red, it would look Crystal Palace, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Crystal Palace-esque. Goal kick for Carlisle. That one's better from Breeze. McAllister trying to get a shove in the back, and the referee agrees. Armstrong pushing to the floor. Yeah, Jaden Clark starts today. Of course, we've briefly touched on the new signing of Joshua Sude. He comes into the squad on the bench. There's a tweet going on around along the lines of why Forest signing so many players, do they really need another one? Jaden Clark liked it, and that got screenshotted.
And then that in itself got posted on social media.
So the official line is that Jaden Clark accidentally liked it. He's good friends, which is true. He is good friends with Joshua Soda. They've known each other before. And he just liked the wrong tweet. Ricardo Rees search for down the left-hand side and find at the edge of the area. Horton's lots in the box, drives in there. McAllister to his right, back to Ricardo Rees, is offside. Bit of it too quick there from Forest Green, and I think the option in the middle of McAllister, considering the goal scoring form he is on, might have been a better option.
Yeah, it was a good break though by Forest Green. The runs of both Horton and Ricardo Rees were being made as soon as the ball got played back to the centre half, and he just went long through the midfield of Carlisle, and Rovers got a little bit of joy with that. Carlisle looking to push up and push out and play with a high line and a high press, and Forest Green looking at opportunities there, which is good to see, and also everyone on the same wavelength. It's like they knew Carlisle would do that, which I'm sure they've done their homework.
Carlisle got a bit of pressure onto him, and Carlisle win the ball back. But go back to their keeper of Breeze. Goes to the edge of the D and plays it long. Carney commits himself. Doesn't win the header though, but Biabu mocks that. Yeah,
he did enough. He made sure that Armstrong didn't win it either, and just went over the pair of them.
Mendy to find Biabu on the left, looking for Horton. Good touch control of that ball. Carlisle fan saying it's with his hand. Referee disagrees and he cuts inside and looks to find McAllister or Rees. Can't find either. Forest win the ball back though. Clark is found. Woke with a good run to find him. Ahmed on the right hand side. Let's go into the area. Does so successfully. Puts the ball across to the near post. And Carlisle scramble clear for a Forest Green throw. Not a bad outcome then. I thought Ahmed might have showed a bit too much of the ball, but Carlisle went safety first.
Yeah, it was a good first touch by Ahmed, and his pace to get around the outside very, very quick as well. It was just off balance when he went to put the cross in.
Woku being pressured from the throw from Ahmed. To Carney, Forest committing a lot of men forward. Carlisle sitting pretty deep though. Biabu's got Woker, he finds. Back to Julie Biabu on the left-hand side. McAllister and Rees are in the area. No obvious aerial threat though from Forest Green. Playing football on the ground. Woku pressured. Might have given away a throw-in. Actually wins himself one, he does. In front of the Carlisle fans. It's a long way from Carlisle. Most places are, but it's probably about 300, maybe just under, travelling supporters. Had to put a lot of work in there with their significant others to come to Forest Green tonight. All taking them with them. Clark down the left. Can he get past his man? He can. Falls to the floor. Does well to get up and recover though. He's got Horton near to the area who finds. Bit of traffic between him and the goal though. But he goes towards the area. It's so congested there. Looking to get a shot away. Back to Woku. To Ahmed. Calls to shoot, but there's literally 10 Carlisle players behind the ball. McAllister's forced further. Helton finds Mendy. Got 2 men onto him and gives the ball away. And Forest Green scrambling back and give away a free kick. And there's no yellow card from this. That's not a bad option. But the referee's got his yellow card out already.
And I tell you what, there was a lunge by Armstrong on Mendy as well. Mendy hurdled it, and Armstrong very lucky, and Horton can consider himself unlucky.
Well, yeah, he took one for the team without taking one for the team, and he tried to stop the break. They continued to break, and he got a yellow card when the referee brought it back. So 0-0, and that had a bit of deja vu, didn't it, with Mendy being pressurised in the centre-back role.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Carlisle will have spotted that as they did earlier on in the season. He does like to dwell on the ball, and he's confident enough to take people on and take those risks, and 90% of the time it works. 10% of the time
even less than that, to be fair. I think in terms of the errors from Mendy which has led to a goal, probably only that Carlisle one. I guess you could look at a few phases and off the ball incidences on Tuesday night. Did he not mark the man in the box? But in terms of glaring areas when he's taken a touch too many or got a bit confident on the ball. Well,
also look at the runners in front of him. Why is he dwelling on the ball if he can't find someone?
Ball into the box play with Carlisle. It's Carlisle who half deals with, and Woku brings the ball down and finds Biabu, who fully deals with. But Carlisle get the ball back and play the ball at the edge of the area. Mendy looks to bring the ball forward. Clark with a shove on the back. The referee gives nothing. And Carlisle come down the right with Williams. Biabu wins the ball back for Forest Green and clears up line and finds Ricardo Rees. Back to Clark. Rees continues his run. McAllister's on the right hand side. Clark needs a bit of urgency with this. Finds Ahmed, who drives on forward. Savage demanding his team bomb on with him. McAllister on the right. Carlisle a quick back. In the Carlisle area, Forest Green are now. They're forced further back, and Forest Green looking confident on the ball, you've got to say, but Carlisle did get back quickly and were very well organised. Yeah, they did. I mean, it was all down the left initially from Forest Green. Robbie Savage was jumping up and down, making star jumps on the edge of his technical area, saying get it over to the right because Ahmed was in so much room. And Carlisle's pressure applauded by their boss, Mark Hughes. 7.5 minutes gone. Forest Green 0, Carlisle 0 here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. No clear-cut chances for either team. Forest Green probably the better of the possession. McAllister with the ball now in his own half, plays it over the top looking for Rees. Doesn't win the first ball. Clark easily wins the second though. Does well to recover with his touch. Forward to Ahmed, he's popped him in the middle. McAllister on the right hand side. First time ball into the box, clipped towards the far post, easily into the hands of Rees, the Carlisle keeper. He bowls it out quickly. And that's where you miss the big centre forward, because Breeze can come and gather that pretty confidently, knowing that Temi Babalola's not there to smash into him. Carnu intercepts well at the expense of a Carlisle throw, but you're right, Paul, there's been a problem with Forest Green with Ricardo Rees up front and this three-man attacking midfield. No aerial option. Then again, I saw Babalola play up at Brunton Park, and you know, Carlisle that day either bossed him or wound him up sufficiently so that, you know, the moment Babalola gave a little bit back, defender goes down, Babalola got booked. Absolutely, it's because you're a big man up there, doesn't mean he can do too much with it. Carlisle on the halfway line. Play it amongst the back to Feeney, who goes down the right hand side. Biabu watches the ball bounce over him, off for a Forest Green Rovers goal kick, of which Isted in his all orange kit plays it to Mendy on the right hand side.
Comfortable
Campbell.
defending that was for Forest Green, wasn't it? Half-time in the rugby at Murrayfield Calcutta Cup. Scotland 24, England 10.
McAllister hit the ball away. It's unlike him, and Carlisle chopped off on the edge of the area, but one intercepted through Campbell. Not the best clearance from him though, and Carlisle get the ball back. England also temporarily down to 10. There's a 20-minute red card.
14, Billy.
14, you're right, wrong sport. 20-minute red card, which is probably approaching the end of at half-time. Surely that's Cardiff's shirt being pulled. Referee agrees, and Forest win themselves a free kick. Someone's having a chat with the fourth official. Not sure what for. I don't think it's more than a foul. Referee
But Armstrong did have that lunge at Mendy earlier, didn't he? And Robbie Savage would be just putting that into the ears of the officials. Ahmed feels he was clipped late as well.
Carnu to Mendy. Got some space in front of him. He's also got the 10 outfield Carlisle players in front of him as well. Forest with the ball on the left through Biabu. Carlisle fans think it went out. In front of the assistant referee, disagrees. Mendy back to Eisted. It's being charged down, but calmly raises it to the right hand side, and Forest give the ball away in an awful position. Carlisle looks play across goal. It should be it, and it is a Carlisle. Forest Green giving the ball away. One taps it home after Forest Green build out from the back, and another self-inflicted error as it's Forest Green 0, Carlisle 1.
A mistake so easily giving Carlisle the opportunity. Rovers have made defending look easy so far. Robbie Savage can't even face the pitch at the moment. He's only turning around now, but he's just held his head in his hands because Forest Green took one chance too many there. Soft ball out to Gilly Biabu, didn't go towards it, and Armstrong was able to nip in, win the ball, cross it to Wern. The easiest of chances. I wondered if he was offside actually, but I think just the way in which the attack was going, he was level, and it's Carlisle who take the lead, gifted to them once again by Forest Green.
Yeah, I said calmly. It was a bit too calm, wasn't it? I'm sure it was Carnu there, or who it was, but just gifted it to Carlisle, and Savage will be. He looks upset now, but he'll be angry because another error. I know there's always an error leading up to a goal, but that was clear cut.
Well, it's good closing down by Carlisle, but
they were turning the press on though.
Yeah,
surely they should be wary of it.
Having to work for that goal and not work particularly hard.
Horton to McAllister on the right-hand side. It's a searching ball into the box, dealt with from the Carlisle defence easily. Back to McAllister. Forest Green's search for a home clean sheet continues. Last one at the beginning of September in the league. And this is going to be tricky for Forest Green. Carlisle can sit deep as Forest Green put a searching ball into the area. Easy dealt with from the Carlisle defence, and even easier picked up by Armstrong, who goes past his man. Forest win the ball back to Woku. He's got options to his left. Biabu's there. Feels a bit like Wednesday night, unfortunately, for Forest Green. They've been playing some okay football, but you see the goal due to an error. Reese is making a run to the middle, but Forest can go to Ahmed to the right. He goes past his man into the box, gets himself blocked, and Carlisle just managed to keep the ball on and look to break forward as well. Good work there from Carlisle and Gilead. Into the middle, have the advantage as Forest win the ball back to McAllister, tap to left-hand side to Reese, and a heavy touch by Reese gives the ball away, and Carlisle clear up the line. Another ball into the edge of the area. Horton taken down, referee says cleanly. Biabu's found, long-range effort, goes a few yards over the car, the goal, and it's still Forest Green 0, Carlisle 1.
Worth an effort from Gilly Biabu. Forest Green have got themselves into good positions before and not shot, and that's possibly because Carlisle have often had 10 men behind the ball. There they only had 4 or 5. Biabu looked up and thought, well, it's worth an effort, and that is the first time that they've actually had a shot in anger, and it's come right at the end of the 14th minute.
And Forest Green a goal to 0 down.
Yeah, already. So, and Biabu was the one who was caught napping for the. It was a soft pass out to him from Eisted. It wasn't sort of pinged into his feet, so he was always going to get there. And Biabu was just caught on his heels, and Armstrong was the one who was sniffing. And
Forest Green a goal to 0 down. Mendy wins a free kick, looks to take it quickly, elects to take his time and find Carling to the left. BRB on the left hand side. Forest Green just can't keep his clean sheets at home, and that's going to be the frustration for Savage, because it was an obvious error for the first at Rochdale. Morrison giving the ball away deep in his own half, didn't clear it, didn't usher it out for a goal kick, and Carlisle and Rochdale got onto the end of it, played across the middle and scored. Second one, Forest can give the ball away on the far side and completely let Disarave on marked in the middle. Today, Isted was caught short when playing the ball up from the back, and Carlisle just go ahead. 15 minutes gone. Forest Green haven't had a shot on target. Been looking okay in possession, but Carlisle been looking good behind the ball. And the couple of hundred Carlisle fans happy with the two at the moment. Searching ball into the area. McAllister half deals with it and links up with Ahmed to fully deal with it. Plays to the left hand side, looking for Reese. He gets to the end of that long ball. Needs some options in the box though. Holds the ball up. Horton's there and he gives the ball away, does Reese. And Carlisle scramble clear. Like a goal that for the defender, you've got to say, the way he took the ball off Reese going into the box. Yeah, it was Bevis Mugabe who just stood up, and he had a bit of backup behind him, so he knew he could go tight on Ricardo Reese, and that helped him. Oh, the press works again for Carlisle as far as we can get caught napping, and Woku gave the ball away. Carlisle got the ball on the right hand side, searching ball into the box, into the hands of Isted, who clutches it well. But Carlisle looking well drilled here. Bowls it out to Campbell, to Ahmed. But Reese had the determination, didn't he, with that long ball over the top. Mendy sees Biargo on the left hand side, brings the ball down well. The crossfield ball from Mendy goes down and wins himself a free kick on the edge of the area. Good vision from Mendy to find him. Yeah, they've pinged their long passes pretty well at Forest Green, and they know that Carlisle are going to come out and close them down, so there is the option to go long over the top, and they've had a little bit of joy with that, and I bet Harry Isted now, with the benefit of hindsight, wishes he'd done that just before the Carlisle goal. Free kick to Forest Green on the left hand side of the pitch, midway in the Carlisle half. No real aerial options. The centre backs of Kanu and Mendy are probably the tallest for Rovers. Clark on the edge of the attacking line. Carlisle's defensive line on the top of the penalty area. Played in towards the box. Poorly, to put it lightly, over everyone, and for a Carlisle throw. Yeah, it was like it was meant to bend and just didn't. It just went straight out for a throw-in across the line where everyone had been lined up. That's the bizarre thing. So everyone ran in forwards and the ball just went behind them, and ironic cheers from the travelling Carlisle fans, unsurprisingly. They enjoyed that moment. Well, they're currently leading. It's Forest Green 0, Carlisle 1. Mendy plays a ball into the middle of the park, and Clark gives away a free kick. Carlisle, let's take it quickly. Forced to be switched on here. They're slow getting back. Thankfully Carlisle don't take it quickly, and Feeney leaves it for his keeper Breeze, who meanders towards the ball. There's a lot of football still to go. There's only 18 minutes gone. Forest Green are training. And that's the thing, Carlisle can now take all night over absolutely everything, because they've got the advantage. Away from home as well. Yep, game managing already in the 19th minute. Breeze goes down the middle, decent ball, dealt with by Mendy, but Reese can't win the ball back. That was a big tackle from Horton on a yellow card. Open up for Carlisle though, so they continue to go forward at the edge of the area. Shot over the bar from Embleton, goes for a goal kick. Yeah, Horton's got it where he's on a yellow day, had a bit of a trailing leg. Yeah, and he got booked for pretty much his first tackle, but working back and getting those recovery wins is something that he's been
praised for by Robbie Savage, particularly up at York. There were 5 there, and he said there were a few at Rochdale as well, and that's something he's trying to add to his game so that he's not just a Rolls Royce of a player going forwards for Forest Green.
McAllister finds Ahmed over the top, but just goes over the top of him for a throw into Carlisle, of which they're in. Oh, no rush to take. The ref's having a chat with him now. It was Feeney, the captain, took his time to give the ball back to Galvin, the throw-in taker. Up the field. Armstrong wins the first ball and Carlisle win the second, but Mendy just manages to win the ball back and he gets fouled. No, he doesn't, and Carlisle continue to go forward and overload the left-hand side to Embleton with the ball into the near post, dealt with from the Forest Green defence. Second ball again with Carlisle. To Galvin on the left. Embleton looks to go past Ahmed. Carlisle looking good in possession at the moment. Fought to Galvin on the left-hand side. Campbell takes a touch and plays it upfield. Horton with the flick on. Can he find Reese? He can't. The use there, as if he did find him, would have been through. But Zilsby dealt with from the Carlisle defence, and Galvin plays the ball up for a throw into Forest Green. Initial danger over.
Yeah, it was close from the flick on to Nick Horton to find the run of Ricardo Rees, wasn't it? But Morgan Feeney just stuck out a long left leg, and there was an ooh from the crowd, but as Frank Regan used to say, you don't get anything for an ooh, not in this game.
Mendy can't find Horton. Forest Green's aerial presence, or lack of, is causing a few issues in the midfield. Everything's being won by Carlisle in the air. It goes in the area again, and again Carlisle win it, and they come away with it. Campbell brings the ball down, finds McAllister, who he gets dispossessed, and Carlisle through Galvin go down the left-hand side, ball into the box. Forest Green block it through Ahmed for a Carlisle corner. Nothing in the air is going Forest Green's way this evening.
No, it's not. Nearly midway through the first half, first corner of the match. Not often you've got this far in a Forest Green game, and there hasn't been a corner so far.
It's Forest Green 0, Carlisle 1. The Carlisle is the team having the corner. They've got every man back of Forest Green. Corner played beyond the far post, deliberately so, headed back across goal, and Forest need to get a touch away. They half clear, but still with Carlisle. Forced back to the last man of Williams, who plays it towards the edge of the area. Campbell reads it well. The left-hand side of Embleton is found. Another ball into the box, and Carlisle win the first and the second header. The offside flag stays down, and Carlisle get the second. Through the header, 2 headers in the penalty area. Forest Green don't deal with either. The second goes past Dysted, and it's Forest Green 0, Carlisle 2.
And all that came from a loose clearance, which only Nick Horton was upfield for Forest Green, and he'd been battling away trying to win the ball and was in a different direction. Got played out to the left-hand side for Carlisle very quickly. Embleton's right-footed curling ball in, flicked on at the near post, and a hint of offside certainly, but whether the assistant referee didn't see the first flick and then the second flick which took the ball into the back of the net, I don't know, but it could well have been onside. We're not in a good position. The assistant referee was. Forest Green now with a mountain to climb, and they're only midway through the first half.
But no matter what, they won the first and second header in the penalty area.
And it wasn't a high ball into the penalty area either.
No.
Yeah, it was intelligently played with movement.
Forest Green 2-0 down, and they look a bit rattled. Dysted takes a heavy touch and plays it quickly to the left-hand side. Mark Hughes winning the battle between the two Welshmen, and Savage looking towards the bench.
Well, at the moment, tactically, Carlisle are winning it, aren't they? They're soaking up pressure and possession of Forest Green, and they're hitting them on the counter-attack, and also, you know, closing them down as well, and they're not having to work particularly hard for their goals.
McAllister to Horton in the middle. He's got options to his left. Might go himself. Looking to find McAllister on the right-hand side. Clips it towards the far post. Can't find Ricardo Rees. Easy dealt with in the Carlisle defence. Horton brings the ball down, heads it backwards, which takes momentum away from Forest Green. Carlisle, every man back behind the ball. McAllister clips the ball into the left-hand side. Biarbu hits there and goes off for a goal kick. And the cheers of the Carlisle fans there, who've made good of their long journey. Change coming for Forest Green. See who it is coming on. It might be. Who is it? Is it the new signing? I think it could be. Joshua Sodi coming on. in the 25th minute. Well, it was bold to make a signing. It's bold to make a sub so quick in the first half. Who for, though?
It depends where he wants to change it, doesn't he?
Forest Green, look, dog-legged in defence. McAllister heads the ball back to Ahmed, who clears upfield. Whether he wants to put someone else alongside Ricardo Rees, well, they need to chase the game now, don't they? They're trailing by 2-0 after only 24 minutes. Rees brings the ball down, gets pulled back a little. Referee gives nothing though, but Campbell wins the ball back for Forest Green to McAllister. 3 men on him. Wins himself a throw.
Did well. Beat Embleton.
Let's see who.
Couldn't quite beat Galvin. Got thrown off of him though.
Who's going to come off for Forest Green?
Nick Horton. It's
Nick Horton. I think he might be getting sacrificed to make a change of formation. He didn't do too much wrong. Norton not looking too happy. Who can blame him? But maybe Forest Green are going to go to 2 men up front.
And also, as you said, he's on a booking. Yeah, and Robbie Savage does shake his hand, pats him on the back. He looks pretty disappointed, as you would imagine Nick Horton would. But whether this is now sort of going to something more of a 4-4-2, we will find out.
Asude only signed yesterday. And it's coming on as a first half sub. Yeah, Horton on that yellow card. Did he do much wrong? He wasn't obviously the worst player on the pitch for Forest Green today.
Well, the fact he put in a tackle that A, got a yellow card, and B, there was another foul afterwards, a near foul, shows that he was putting tackles in, doesn't it?
Clark on the left-hand side. Carlisle can sit so deep now. Play the ball back to Mendy. It's being charged down by Armstrong and plays back to Eisted. And then the boos then as Mendy just a bit too confident on the ball. And Carlisle, anything in the airport they're winning. Asude isn't a big man either as an aerial option. He's quick but he's not tall.
But what it does mean is there won't be 2 centre halves on Ricardo Rees all the time.
And Rees is better in a 2. That's not going well for Savage, and it's probably arguably the biggest game of the last 3. McAllister looks to find Asude, lets the ball run past him, and Feeney clears for Carlisle. Can't know with the ball in forward, but no sort of direction. Forest Green work hard to win the ball back, but it goes aerial to lose out, but McAllister wins the second ball. Thinks about shooting, it's congested though. Plays it to Clark on the left, the edge of the area, brings the ball down well. His shot goes wide over the bar, through a deflection for Forest Green to have their first corner.
Well, that's the best effort Forest Green have had so far. They've only had the Jilly Biabu shot over the bar, and they've actually got something out of this. And if Carlisle are going to sit back, then actually a 4-4-2 formation will suit Forest Green and the game. And if Rovers can get a goal back quickly, then then they are back in it, aren't they? But at the moment, what they've got to avoid is the sucker punch.
Corner towards the far post. Carlisle easily deal with it. Again, they're not running anything in the area today. Ahmed puts a hopeful ball over the top, and it's overhead, and it goes into the path of Rees. Takes his while picking the ball up. Well, the Carlisle bench is far happier than the Forest Green at the moment. Builders a massive close game. Forest Green 2-0 down and second best. But you look at the previous games of York and Rochdale away, really tricky, and in truthfulness, teams that Forest Green aren't going to be able to catch up with this season. But Carlisle's massive. Carlisle are vying for those spaces towards the top of the playoffs, and Forest Green, as it stands, losing to them. Ahmed on the right hand side, got the new signing of Asude in the middle. Carlisle get back quickly and managed to easily block that ball into the area. Yes, he was quick, Asude, but the Carlisle defence got there pretty quickly as well. Yeah, they did, and the problem was that Ahmed had the ball, but the early ball was the ball to Asude, not the second one when Carlisle had 3 defenders in the way and Carlisle was never going to find him. They're breaking to look and find also on the left-hand side. Well timed over, but here comes Carlisle to the left of Eisted, and it's 3 for Carlisle! Forest Green completely ripped apart. Ajiboye gifted the freedom of Nailsworth, went on forward and played it past Isted in a one-on-one. And after 29 minutes, it's Forest Green 0, Carlisle 3.
Well, you've got to say that is a fantastic individual goal by David Ajiboye, and I thought Tate Campbell had got enough on the tackle. He'd got a clean tackle in, he'd got a bit of contact, but the run of the ball stayed with Ajiboye, and Campbell was off of his feet. One more player to beat, jinked around him, and then a left foot shot over the advance in Isted. Carlisle have been ridiculously clinical, 3 goals in the first 30 minutes, and Forest Green have now got to change something. Interestingly as well, Ahmed having a word with John McMahon, the Rovers assistant manager, on the touchline, and just trying to work out where the players need to be at the right times, because Ahmed had been in an advanced position trying to cross the ball into Asude before that goal, and then Rovers have got caught out with Ahmed being up the pitch along with 1 or 2 others, it has to be said. But, you know, a moment of individual brilliance by Ajiboye.
Yes, it was a good goal, but Forest Green looked exposed. Unfortunately for Robbie Savage, you don't know what you're doing to the calls from the Forest Green fans in the South Stand. And Carlisle, you're right, they've been ruthlessly clinical. And it was a good goal. Maybe someone could have taken down, got a yellow card. I think Campbell tried to.
I thought Campbell actually went for the ball, and he got the ball.
Yeah, but then Ajiboye got it all back, and
yeah, the run of the ball just went with him.
And it was a confident finish. But after half an hour, Forest Green 3 goals to 0 down. A goal every 10 minutes so far for Carlisle, and well, this is a huge result or scoreline at the moment for Robbie Savage. Where's he go from here? Looking towards his 3rd straight defeat.
When was the last time Forest Green were 3-0 down in the first half of a game?
It's been a while.
Luton?
Yeah, they lost that one.
4-3,
yeah.
But they got it back to 3-3, didn't they? That's the game that I was citing, and that's the point that I'm making, that, you know, Forest Green will feel, and that's what Robbie Savage will be saying to his players, look, if we can get this tactically right, we can score goals.
Carlisle forward, and it's probably the toughest watch Savage has ever had in his career, you have to say, as a manager.
Yeah, I mean, Luton were 2 levels above in the FA Cup, weren't they?
But this should be this would build as a big fixture between 2 teams vying for the top of the playoffs, and Forest Green have been outplayed on and off the pitch. Campbell to Ahmed on the right. It's hard to see what Asude's done, you have to say, since coming on the bench, off the bench. Ahmed down the right, it's overhit, but as he can't keep the ball on, he can. Finds Asude in the area, shot goes wide, falls to Reese, who can't get a touch in the box. And Forest Green still have the ball with the Roku. Almost a beautiful commentator's curse against me as Asude got that touch in the area and the shot.
Yeah, it's got to work positively occasionally, hasn't it?
McAllister to Kanu. As Forest Green go down the left-hand side through Clark, being forced back into his own half though, and wins himself with just a free kick. And Savage looking dejected, but he's got questions to ask to Savage. Doesn't get any easier as they travel to Bournemouth next Saturday. Another playoff contender. Roku looking for Ahmed down the right. Pushes away Asude. He's in the box. He only signed yesterday as he gets the ball into the right hand side. Powerfully played across goal, but Carlisle deal with it. Mendy with a poor ball and to find Roku. It was either poor, very, very fortuitous and well planned.
Casual.
Yes.
But yeah.
Didn't look like he wanted it to go there. McAllister drives on forward. Ahmed to the right. It's blocked, the ball. McAllister picks up the second one too. Asude back to McAllister. So much blue and red in the box. Reese with the header. Falls to Asude again. A shot in the area. Referee gives nothing and the shot goes over the bar. And that was a bit of a call there.
Yeah.
Asude went down.
There was certainly contact, wasn't there?
think it's one of those that's a bit hopeful.
Yeah, when you're 3-0 down, home or away, I don't think you're going to get it.
But there wasn't too much protesting from the Forest Green Rovers players, more hopeful from the fans. Forest Green 3-0 down, 34 minutes gone. Savage looking angry and frustrated. Mark Hughes looking a bit more chilled on the edge of his technical area. The old experienced manager just getting one over I wouldn't say the young upstart, but Savage new to the managerial game.
Yeah, there is a large element of sorcerer versus apprentice about this, isn't there?
There is.
Gilly Biabu wins a goal kick for Forest Green, and both managers stalking around their technical areas with their hands firmly planted in their pockets, but one a lot happier than the other.
Mendy to Campbell. Armand makes the run down the right hand side. Does he get there first? He just can. Just nip the ball away from him. Sude can't get on to the end of it as well, but Armand gets the ball back. That's Forest Green give away a free kick in the process of doing so. Forest Green have made a change as well in the first half. Horton being replaced by the new signing of Joshua Sude. That's more for a change formation. We maybe could have put McAllister up front instead of dragging off Nick Horton. Forest Green, was that one there 2-0 down or 3-0 down?
2-0 down.
2-0 down, so they
yeah.
conceded a goal after doing so, making that change. It hasn't worked. And you can tell he's not played with his teammates, he's just not linking up perfectly. Gilly Biabu with a poor header, and Carlisle going forward through Armstrong. Mendy mops up back to Eisted, who takes a touch and plays it upfield. Feeney with an easy header into the centre circle. Carlisle are winning it everywhere.
Yeah, football's a very easy game at the moment if you're playing in blue here tonight, isn't it?
They can't do anything wrong, Carlisle. They've scored 3, mocked up with everything Forest Green have got.
Shows what happens when you take your chances, doesn't it, though?
Absolutely. I think Forest Green just lacking a bit of identity. Carlisle going back to Breeze. Joshua Sude signed yesterday, playing today, and Kanu gets dispossessed, and Carlisle go on forward in numbers and confidence. Williams to the right. Savage does front up after defeat, which there isn't one just yet, but it's not looking good for Forest Green. They're 3-0 down here in the first half, 8 minutes to go to half time. Will he take ownership? Is it players' fault today?
Well, he'll find out a lot about his players in this, won't he? Because they're 3-0 down early doors. Now, you either think, right, we've got time to get back in this and still try and get something, salvage something, or you think, oh dear, how many could this be? And if they think the latter, then you've got players who are going to be shrinking violets and go back into their shells, and so you're looking for that not to happen here today.
Armstrong has been a pain in the Forest Green's defence. Feeney, look how high up he is, the defender for Carlisle. They're not sitting deep. They're looking so confident the ball of Carlisle.
Well, it was Feeney who got the second goal, wasn't he? He'd stayed up with the attack.
Played wide the ball for Feeney. Mocked up by Clark, back to Eisted. I guess you could. The first was an error from maybe Eisted, maybe Biabu bringing it with a pass across the back, just intercepted by Carlisle. The second errors from the defence again. Ricardo Rees finds Sude on the right. Again, Carlisle's defence is quick into the area. There's a poor ball to Rees. Actually, no, Rees as well to pick the ball up. Had to go wide of the goal. Taken down really late there. And Rees is taken down. It should be a yellow card for the Carlisle player. It is. Could have looked for the advantage then. Biabu got picked up the loose ball. The yellow card is for Josh Williams. So I guess the first two, you could say they were poor. Forest Green, the players building up from the back. Goalkeeper just gifted the ball. That's one. The first and second headers in the Forest Green penalty area were won by Carlisle. Yeah,
and the ball wasn't particularly high. I mean, we're not talking, 6'4" players leaping like salmon to get those headers in. We're talking a sort of stooping flick for the first one, and then Feeney just connecting with it. But that's just well read by the Carlisle centre half. And then, as you say, the third one, individual brilliance, preventable. Yep, absolutely. Tate Campbell could have taken man and ball. He went for the ball, got a bit of it, but the run of the ball went with Adiboye. 3-0.
Clark chipped in towards the near post, easy dealt with by the Carlisle defence. Falls to Roku, thinks about shooting, finds Jilibiabu, plays the ball into the left hand side, heads go up, it goes off for a goal kick to Carlisle. You're not going to win anything in the air today, Forest Green, I think.
Well, it needs a quality ball played in with the level of movement that Carlisle had for their second. You know, that's how Forest Green are going to score from a set piece. But also, what you've got to then find is you've got to find either Abraham Kanu or Laura Mendy on the end of those. Well, Kanu scored last at Ebbsfleet, didn't he, in the trophy, and Laura Mendy hasn't scored yet for Forest Green.
Breeze with the ball up the field. First headers won by Carlisle. Forest Green win the second and play it upfield. No one there to win the aerial ball for Forest Green, but it's fallen for Forest Green. So the down on the right. It's the first time we've really seen his pace. He touches past one man, goes into the area, plays it across to Carl McAllister. Just played away from him to Roku with a shot. Well blocked. Handball calls. Not given a free, and Mendy's headed back to his paw, but he wins the ball back. Almadut's on the right hand side. The edge of the area he goes, plays it across to Asude. It's ricocheted everywhere, and the shot from Campbell somehow saved there. Was it blocked off the line? I don't know, it was a powerful shot.
I think it hit a defender, really.
Yeah.
It never got as far as Breeze, but Breeze was diving across to his left.
Still with Clark, though. Can't find Reese in the middle. Goes back to Roku, runs into traffic and gets dispossessed. And Carlisle come away with it. They could look to break there. They've been pretty clinical with it. They play it down the right. Armstrong's going to get there first again. Can this be 4 for Carlisle? The cavalry's arriving for him before Forest Green can get back. He's waiting for options. He's took a bit too long on the ball, and Forest Green have got numbers back, but Forest Green can't win the ball. Galvin down the left. Ahmed stays strong. Might have won himself a throw. He does. Again though, Paul, Armstrong just cut through the Forest Green defence. A long ball over the top and just couldn't deal with it.
Well, he judged his run brilliantly as
Asude got short, got dragged down there by Feeney. We're starting to see his pace now, actually,
we are. And, you know, that's coincided with Rovers' best spell of possession in the last sort of 2 or 3 minutes, and Williams is down on the far side, having taken a ball in the area where it hurts a gentleman.
Well, I also think that maybe Carlisle just on the back foot for the first time in this half.
Possibly that as well.
Despite being 3-0 up, and they're just trying to take a bit of the sting out of the Forest Green momentum.
Well, it was noticeable when there was the shot by Campbell, I think, that was blocked, and there were shouts of handball. Williams was going into a half-crouch position, which said he was in pain. Both teams obviously come in for a bit of a tactical rethink 3 minutes before half-time. You'd have thought that they get all the tactical instruction they need in 3 and a bit minutes' time. But, yeah, we're just beginning to see the pace, aren't we, of Joshua Asude, and he's linking up pretty well as well down this near side with Ashkar Ahmed, which has been impressive. He's sort of peeling off to the right hand side, and just wants short passes played inside, and then if you put them in towards that sort of half chance position on the half turn, that's where he's threatening Carlisle at the moment. At the other end, that run by Armstrong, getting on the end of a long ball. I mean, there were 2 Forest Green defenders there, Jilly Biabu and Abraham Kanu, and Armstrong curled his run in accordance with the ball and judged it far better than the Forest Green defenders. And Robbie Savage just couldn't believe that Armstrong got on the end of that neither of them shepherded Armstrong away from the ball and protected it so that the other could actually get to the ball first of all. And when you've got that sort of 2 against 1 at the back, you should be winning that every time, and they weren't.
No, too many other scores elsewhere. The half-five kick-off here. More points in the rugby and a goal in the FA Cup, Paul.
Yeah, 31-13 up at Murrayfield. Scotland with 4 tries, so they got the 4-try bonus point as well. Just the 1 for England. 14 minutes of that game to go. And in the FA Cup, Tammy Abraham has scored for Aston Villa. 1-0 they lead Newcastle.
It's Forest Green Rovers 0, Carlisle 3.
Half an hour gone at Villa Park, by the way.
Here at the new lawn after 44 minutes. Clark down the left. Biabu's the overlapping option he finds. First time ball into the box is blocked from Carlisle for Forest Green throw. Referees telling Biabu to not go too far forward. He plays the ball back to Mendy. Carlisle 11 men behind the ball. Clark can't be found from that ball over the top, and Carlisle come away with it deep in their own half, but they're playing some good football over the top, and Mendy in a foot race with Wayne. Goes back to Isted, being charged down, knows the danger, he plays it long quickly. Clark with the flick on, looking to find Biabu. Just comes out well and finds Clark on the halfway line. Ahmed makes the run down the right, has a bit of space. Just ball goes in front of him though.
Well spotted by Clark though.
Campbell in the area, plays towards the near post, headed off for Forest Rovers corner. With injury time, which there was how much for?
I don't know, I was watching the ball because Forest Green were on the attack. I've got no idea, I'm going to wait for it on social media.
4 minutes of time added on, it's been confirmed.
Well, Carlisle have spent a long time celebrating goals in his first half, haven't they, basically?
Corner to Forest Green, McAllister towards the far post. Carlisle win the first header, it's fallen to Clark, who's shot into the area, scuffed, and Mendy just gets a touch onto it.
It hit him, didn't it?
Yeah, and he couldn't do too much with it. Biabu down the left-hand side, the ball's looking for McAllister, but he can't get there before it goes into the hands of Breeze.
Breeze takes it with ease.
He does, and he's not had too much to do today. Isted's had to get the ball up the back of his net 3 times. Mendy with a big header. Adu was offside when he did head it. And they need to have a written. We say it normally, it's we stay at 2-0, but the difference between 4-0 and 3-1 for the next goal is big. If Forest can get an early goal, you never know, there could be a dramatic fight back. Carlisle get 4. Well, that really is it. Look at the table again, you continue to look down. Southend, the team outside the playoff in 8th, as Carlisle find Armstrong, but Forest can win the second ball. They're on 49 points and Forest Green are on 58, but they've got Southend over Forest Green 4 games in hand. Big if, but you get 12 points from those and they overtake Forest Green, and suddenly Forest Green looking at it vulnerable.
Yeah, although Halifax have still got 7 points behind Forest Green.
Armstrong, talk of vulnerabilities, goes against the Forest Green defence. Mendy manages to clear for a Carlisle throw.
Yeah, Halifax 7 points behind Forest Green with only 1 game in hand. So Forest Green, even if Halifax win that game in hand, still with a 4-game advantage there.
There'll be a few boos at half-time, I think. Savage. He's got a big team talk to make.
And for the second home game in a row, because Wealdstone wasn't pretty either, was it, in the trophy?
Carlisle wins, so it's a throw midway in the Forest Green half. They're eking out the first half.
Actually, they have beaten Woking here, haven't they, in between?
Throw in goes down the Forest Green half, deeply so. Biabu finds Woku. Forest Green trying to build up from the back, but Carlisle win it back again through Embleton. Looking to get their 4th of Carlisle. They're going towards the edge of the area. Forest Green desperate to get the ball off him, and it trickles across goal. And there's a player there. Could have had it a touch in. And the ball into the area. Carlo in the first header. Forest Green managed to clear for the second. Woku playing forward to McAllister. Brings the ball down well. Finds a Sude. Chased to the ball, and Carlisle managed to clear. Scuff clearance though, off for Forest Green's throw.
I think we can say that's the first let-off Forest Green have had there, and that ball from Carlisle has gone right across the face of the 6-yard box. Nobody in the middle on the end of it, and Rovers, for the first time today, got away with one.
Carnu crosses the halfway line, finding Clark now. To Biabu. Campbell, edge of the area. To Woku. Calls him to shoot. There's so many players in there. Finds Sodu. His shot goes wide and it's cleared away from the far post.
Well, it was almost like a cross to the back post, wasn't it? He did well there to find the angle.
And the boos go out across the new lawn at the half-time, apart from those delighted Carlisle fans on the far side. It was half-time. Forest Green are 3-0 down. The first came after 11 minutes. Didn't do well. It was easy for him. What didn't do well for Forest Green is Ister giving the ball away, trying to build up from the back, and it's intercepted from Armstrong. Played across to Wern to tap it home. 11 minutes later, Feeney made it 2. Another poor defending on Forest Green. Ajaboy winning the first glancing header in the Forest Green penalty area, and he found Feeney also unmarked in the penalty area, and his header went into the back of the net to make it 2 to Carlisle. And the third, Ajaboy with the best of the 3. You've got to say, a really good break from his own half, bombed on forward. Forest Green looking a bit dog-legged and out of position as he went forward, couldn't stop his run, got into the box and calmly played it past Ister to make it 3. In terms of chances for Forest Green, can't really think of anything too clear cut. Joshua Sude came on for change of formation with Nick Horton taken off, and he's had a few glimmers and a few balls into the box. It isn't linking up with his new teammate Ricardo Rees just yet. They've only met each other yesterday, and Forest Green have a lot of work to do, Paul.
They do indeed, and you look at the bench, you think, well, what could Forest Green change? You've got Temi Babalola on there as a big target man, maybe. You've got Gabe Kirkhoff, who could go into the back four if you wanted to release Lauren Mendy into midfield and have more of a physical presence in there. But, you know, I think Campbell and Woku have been growing into the game, but at various points they've been bypassed. And you look at the errors that have led to the goals, that's not necessarily been them. Campbell could have taken down Ajiboye for the third goal, but actually went for the ball, won it, but the run of the ball went the way of the Carlisle player, and he was able to blast past Isid. Forest Green with plenty to do, and it's one of those where, as you've said, Billy, the next goal is crucial. If Rovers can get something, then you kind of think with a bit of momentum, attacking the south stand, then, you know, Carlisle might just get a little bit nervous. If you get 1, you might get 2. I'm not saying you get 3, but Forest Green would certainly be desperate to get that next goal if there is another next goal in this game.
It's hard to see what the plan is though for Forest Green, isn't it? They're changing formation, but they're losing the aerial battle. They need one of the best second halves of the season, because half-time here at the New Lawn, Forest Green are well and truly on the back foot. It's Forest Green Rovers 0, Carlisle 3.
And Paul, I think it's like you said, this is the chance where he can challenge his side. It's right, let's see what you're made of. 3-0 down, can you go out there and give us what you can? It is a question of, like, let's see what you are made of. Let's see if you've got the courage to fight back and at least not concede any more in this second half.
Yeah, I think when you say win the second half, it sometimes feels like the game is well and truly done. I don't think we're there just yet. I think if Forest Green do get an early goal back, then there could be a bit of momentum behind them, but Carlisle looking quite sure defensively, and I guess you look at the options on the bench for Forest Green, where's the danger coming from, as Paul was alluding to? Tony Babalola hasn't had the best run of form the last month or so. Christian Deutsch is ill today. No Cairo Mitchell, he's not involved at all. There's just no threat there, is there, Paul?
Well, Tom Knowles would be the one to provide the energy and some quality passes, but where do you play him? That would be the question, wouldn't it? Because you've got Ashkar Ahmed, who physically is bigger than Tom Knowles. He's as quick as Knowles because they're both athletes, but you might actually say Ahmed is the better defender, and if he's showing well in attack, well then putting Knowles on at right back doesn't necessarily give you anything other than a pair of fresh legs from that. And then, as I say, you've got the option really of putting Kirkhoff into the back four to release Mendy further forward, but you've then got to rejig your midfield, and at the moment that's sort of not happening for Forest Green. So what you want is a response from the players who've been there in the first half under Sude, and then see where that takes you and see if you can do something before you make more changes. That's what you'd hope. Give it another 10 minutes at least, I'd say.
There's only one player in Forest Green who's not Bobby Savages, and that's Carl McAllister. Is that come to where you look at the fact that they've given youth a chance and these big occasions, they've just been blown apart, they're rattled, what's their response? And it's easy to ask questions of the manager when they're losing so badly and all eyes will be on him, but he's the one who takes the buck, and he's the one who always says, I'll front up at the end. He's going to do some big fronting up, because you've got to say the players that have been playing in the first half today, they just seem to be a bit lost out there, not 100% sure about their identity. The defence has been a bit ragged. There's even, you've got to say, Paul, hard to find any positives.
Yeah, it is difficult. I mean, I like Forest Green's transfer policy in terms of where they're looking. They're looking at good players at smaller non-league clubs, and pay an undisclosed fee for them. So you'd imagine that's a fairly small amount of money. That's good for the game. It really is, and it's actually, you would imagine, more sustainable for Forest Green. But you take a risk with that, because you're either getting them in or you're getting young players in on loan. Well, have they got it to be able to go from under 21s football to men's football, competitive stuff against Carlisle United, pressure on, under lights, on the telly as well? You've got all of those questions being asked. Can players step up to the level? And at the moment they're being found wanting, which is a really difficult thing to be able to have to admit for Forest Green, because nobody wants that to fail, but at the moment they are learning some tough lessons on the job.
Thank you very much for now. Paul Furley and Billy Hunt, your commentary team here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. All for Forest Green Rovers to do, and some strong words and some important words being said now in that Forest Green Rovers changing room.
Steve Kitchen.
BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
On BBC iPlayer.
We could end the conflict between our species before it's too late.
Me?
If we have to escalate the war between us, we will.
You have to stop!
The war between the land and the sea.
Today's the day we start.
Watch on BBC iPlayer.
Let's go back to our first commentary match in football this afternoon here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. It's a 12:30 start for Cheltenham Town away at Barnet in Football League 2. It finished with a 0-0 draw, but there were injuries to worry about as well as a pretty brave defensive performance. These were the thoughts of Steve Cottrell when he spoke to Mark Halliwell after the game.
Steve, how do you reflect on that point today?
Brilliant commitment by the boys today. We knew it was going to be a tough game, and we had, for me today, we had obstacle over obstacle to try and navigate our way round. And today we were determined to come here and keep a clean sheet. So I thought the commitment from the boys today was probably their biggest commitment in 90 minutes so far this season, because this is a real tough place to come and play. There's lots of what I would call thankless running when they were switching the play, certainly in the first half. It didn't look anything like us then. That's a couple of times I've done it, and I'm not sure we'll be going there too often. But the commitment by the boys today, I thought, was absolutely first class. They're on a great run, and we haven't been on a very good run. So, I thought regarding that, and then the changes, we've had Sam Sherrin playing right of a back three, then we had him playing right back, then we had him playing central midfield, and all of the things I suppose that could have gone wrong, went wrong with the illnesses in the week, all of those things, but I just thought they defended really, really well to a man today. That's not necessarily how I want us to be, but some places you're going to have to go to, and you're going to have to do exactly that to get those harder points on the road. So, yeah, as regards their commitment and all that today, I was absolutely delighted with them.
Because Joe, he had one save about the first minute and the one from Asombalonga, and that's about it. So he didn't have a lot to do.
No, obviously, we've got a lot of blocks, we've got a lot of headers in, and yeah, Joe has had very little to do. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to go 1-0 down to these, because if you go 1-0 down to them, they've been together a long time now. I know a lot of their players already from last year, and they're good players, and they've added to it as well with some other good players. So yeah, that was always going to be a tough game today.
I have to ask about Ben. What's the sort of early?
Don't know at the moment. Too early. Just don't know. He ended up getting a real bad knock on his knee, but we don't know whether that's just the knock that is his soreness at the moment, or whether it's the knock and then there's a twist in there or anything like that.
Because you never like to see players go off, and it always looks bad when they go off on the stretcher, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's, you know, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that.
But again, to overcome that,
yeah,
really good.
Like I said, already, you know, that there was lots of tough obstacles we had to overcome today, and we did. And you've got to do that. You know, the other week I was really, really proud of the guys. We played some great football at home against MK Dons. Got beat. Today was a different game, and it wasn't bad that back here, was it?
No, it was pretty good. So you changed the three at the back at half time to go back to the four. What was it about the three that you?
Well, it wasn't. Well, you can say it wasn't working.
Okay.
I mean, they no. I'm not saying it was a criticism. What I'm saying is that with the three, we couldn't go and get any pressure on the ball. We couldn't do that, and we needed more possession. So we needed to get pressure on the ball to have more possession, to which we did. And I just felt when we went back to our normal system, I just thought we looked a lot better in it. When you go to that three at the back, there's a couple of real big pointers, and that's making sure that on the swivel, on the switch of play out to the opposition fullback, you've got to make sure that your wing back can get to be almost a winger and put him under pressure. And we didn't probably swivel quick enough. And it was the first thing I've said whenever I've gone and played 3-5-2 anywhere, or 3-4-2-1, that if that back five doesn't swivel quick enough, it'll be a long game for you. So that was my decision. That's why I changed it at half time.
So shame for the two young lads, Cole and Harry.
They've been part of it today. You know, they went and done, you know, some hard yards in the first half, and they'll be a big part of our squad for the rest of the season. They're two real young lads, and they've had, you know, I mean, when we look at the games that we've had, you know, they've come into the squad when we've had Accrington Stanley away, for instance, which is always a tough game. MK Dons last week, Barnet away here. So, you know, they've had a real tough baptism of fire, and I just felt as though I needed to change it. And by the changes in the second half, I mean, we've had a couple of like what you call one-on-ones, and you think this could be the moment. I thought today, if we could keep a clean sheet, we might get one of them moments, and it almost nearly, it sort of nearly worked out perfect, really.
Yeah, the one for Isaac, and then
and JT
at the end.
Yeah, JT should shoot. Isaac had probably, I don't know, it was like he had a posse chasing him, didn't he? You know. And he was just still too far out, but the run was too long, if you know what I mean. But I just felt we either might get George in. Once I took Josh off, I thought we might get George in, or we might get Isaac in. It was either the 9 or the 10, and then JT got in one as well. So a good point for us here. A good point.
Steve Cotterill there after that 0-0 draw against Barnet today, but ending a run of defeats for Cheltenham Town, and of course they've got to go back to London on Tuesday night live here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Match night on DAB and 14:13 AM. You'll be able to hear Cheltenham Town at the top of the table side, Bromley, and it's going to be an interesting night. Which way will he go? And you know, with those injuries and sickness as well, who will he have available to them? You'll find out, of course, first here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire.
Hello, I'm Jill Scott.
And I'm Joe Marler.
And this is the sound of me rubbing Joe in sticky tape.
Because for Red Nose Day, we're taking ourselves a little less seriously to help do some serious good for comic relief.
And what better way than covering Joe's legs in tape and seeing how fast he can run.
I am starting to have second thoughts about this, mate. How's all this coming off?
It'll be fine. Just give it a good... Head online and get your fundraising pack to see how you can help.
You best be laughing, Britain.
Take yourself funny for money. Just search Red Nose Day.
Yeah, if you fancy doing something, make sure you let us know as well what you're getting up to. We can give you a mention here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. You never know, we might have a reporter coming out and chatting to you as well, what you do while you're doing it as well. Please do let us know here at BBC Radio Gloucestershire. It's radio.gloucestershire@bbc.co.uk to get in touch with the station. radio.gloucestershire@bbc.co.uk. Now, in the fourth round of the FA Cup, League One side Mansfield Town have caused the biggest upset so far. They came from behind to beat Premier League team Burnley 2-1 at Turf Moor, with captain Louis Reed scoring the winner with a 25-yard free kick with just 10 minutes left on the clock. Afterwards, Mansfield's first-team coach Andy Garner spoke to Cameron Pope.
Andy, where to start? Your thoughts on today?
Yeah, fantastic result, obviously. But it was all, again, we said at half time, we were 1-0 down, but we felt that there was nothing out there to fear. No disrespect to Burnley or anything like that, but we needed to improve. I thought we were a little bit sloppy the first half, some of the passing, especially in the final third, but we did improve in the second half, and I think you could see as soon as we got the goal back to make it 1-1, you know, there was we were looking strong then at the time. Still, obviously, a threat, Burnley breaking, but I think that free kick deserves to win any football match. So, yeah, fantastic win for us.
Absolutely. Catching the eye there on Match of the Day, FA Cup Match of the Day. Andy Garner, very delighted man after pulling off the shock of the round so far. Elsewhere in the FA Cup, Aston Villa lead Newcastle United by 1-0, but they are down to 10 men in the second half. Tammy Abraham getting the opener for Aston Villa. Bezos shown a straight red card, though, in time added on the first half at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, Newcastle United 0 at half-time there. Half-time's over in your fourth commentary match of the afternoon here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. Let's take you back to the New Lawn, where Forest Green Rovers have work to do. They trade Carlisle United by 3-0. Let's rejoin your commentary team of Paul Furley and Billy Hunt.
There's been a change on the bench. I think there might be a few more. The first being Kirkhoff coming on for Jaden Clark. Now that's a centre-back coming on for an attacking midfielder. However, I'd imagine that means that they could unleash Mendy into the midfield. Also Mingy coming on. He's more defence-minded. So it's where he is replacing...
Replaced by number 19, Jay Mingy.
Who's I thought the fourth fish, but number 22 up there. We're going to see who Mingy is replacing. Could you see, Paul?
Abraham Kanu. Would that be 32?
Yes, I think it could be right. So it's Mendy and Kirkhoff as two defenders at the back. Was Kanu at fault too much, or as much as anyone else? I get the idea of pushing Mendy up forward, but they haven't done that.
Yeah.
Mendy on the ball now.
I mean, whether it's two defenders who can actually bring the ball out of defence and into midfield, make the extra man, that might be some of the thinking, although, you know, Kanu's been out for a little while, hasn't he?
Here comes Forrest in through Ahmed down the right. Continues his run, plays the ball across goal, might have won himself a corner, he has. Kirkhoff does create an aerial option, but then as he placed Kanu, who was also an aerial option up there as well, but yeah, you should see those changes.
Yeah, Campbell as well, he can play centre half, so you imagine Campbell would be an aerial option.
Swinging corner, well watched by Kirkhoff, and Forrest can need to get a shot away, do just that through Woku. Forrest can get themselves another corner, but there's a decent chance there from Forest Green. The ball fell to win the box.
Yeah, a little bit of a melee, and of course now Carlisle man Josh Williams has stayed down.
Well, if he gets treatment, that means he won't be able to defend this corner, so I'd imagine he'll try and stay on.
Well, he's sort of like he's got cramp at the moment, but he's now just getting up. And so, the Carlisle physio showing no inclination to try and get on the pitch.
Corner to Forest Green once play does restart. He's tied his bootlaces up.
Yeah, it just disrupts the momentum, doesn't it? He's
managed to do it successfully. Forest Green forward Basque on the penalty spot. It splits as the corner's taken in towards the far post, cleared by Carlisle. Biabu brings the ball onto Woku, back to McCannis, the corner taker. Carlisle, man behind the ball. A few deflections on the shot, goes into the keeper's hands. Who is Breeze?
And I think that's the first time that Breeze has had to make a save from a Forest Green effort. There's been a couple of blocked, but that's the first one that's gone directly into Breeze's gloves, isn't it?
Mendy with a big header forward, falls to the floor, holding his head actually. Gingerly gets back up with Mendy. And Carlisle are going to test him as they play the ball into the box, but it's blocked down from Forest Green, and Forest Green managed to clear. Through to Mingy. Forward to Woku. To Osodi on the left. To Woku in the middle. Shot is tame, you've got to say, from Forest Green and Mingy. And Forest will give away a free kick through Campbell, and momentum's gone. Armstrong down. He might need to take his while to get up.
Yeah, Tate Campbell really mistimed one there and took a wild swing at the ball, which he missed, and he connected with Luke Armstrong, who's felt the full force of that, but he's up on his feet. No treatment required.
So I steady in goal for Forest Green. The back four, JWR on the left, Kirkhoff and Mendy on the right of Ahmed. Campbell, the holding midfielder. He's trying to see a formation Forest Green are playing 4-4-2. Campbell's more holding with McAllister, Woku and Mingy in the middle.
Yeah, Mingy's gone fairly central, hasn't he? Maybe slightly towards the right-hand side.
Sude working hard, but gets the ball played away from him, and Williams for Carlisle have the ball back. Carlisle clear forward through the keeper. Campbell heads the ball in no sort of direction. And Carlisle win the second ball with ease, but they play the ball out for Forest Rovers throw. We'll try and give you action here on Steve Kitchen's match night with Robbie Savage. Probably one of the most interesting interviews of the season. The current scoreline stays the same. And Carlisle winning the first ball and the second. Forced to nick the ball up with Woku. Asude trying to use his pace, but he gets out muscled from Mugabe, who clears up the line. Finds Armstrong. Kirkhoff nips the ball off him for Carlisle throw.
Yeah, Asude had the pace to get past Mugabe. He just didn't kick the ball hard enough to be able to get it really past him, and Mugabe was able to win the ball back without having to travel too far.
Williams takes the time with the throw. Eventually throws it down the line. Kirkhoff wins the first header. It's a bit better than Forest Green in that sense. Campbell to Ahmed on the right. Forward looking for McAllister, under hit though. Forest Green win the ball back on the halfway line. McAllister come deep to retrieve it. Back to Kirkhoff. Biabi wants it on the left, but Kirkhoff eventually finds him. Needs support though. Puts the ball in towards the penalty area. No sort of meaning to it, and Carlisle easily clear. Good awareness of to go forward through Woku. Wins himself a free kick as well. Ex-Forest Green player on the commentary duties tonight on TV, not with us in Moves Radio Gloucestershire. Certain Ben Tozer. I'm sure Forest Green would love an experienced centre-back like that, with the absence of Ryan Ennis and Jordan Moore-Taylor.
They'd love his throw-ins as well,
Yes.
and his communication. He's a good leader, good man, Ben Tozer.
Free kick to Forest Green. McAllister has it on the left-hand side, only a yard or so inside the pitch. 20 yards or so up from the corner flag. Carlisle with every man back defending, a one-man wall. McAllister plays it in left-footed. Goes wide and so it's tapped in the Forest Green. A few little shots and ricochets and headers. Falls to Jay Mengi, whose side puts it home. And Forest Green were looking for an early goal. They've got it. It's Forest Green 1, Carlisle 3.
Exactly what Forest Green needed, wasn't it? The ball wasn't cleared first time by Carlisle. It was bouncing in and around the 6-yard box, and Mingy, great attacking instincts, has got on the end of it. Opens his account for the club. Just what Rovers needed. Early goal. 7 minutes into the second half. They've got one back. Now we can see what they and Carlisle are made of.
Absolutely. What do Carlisle do now? We scored a goal is the chart for Forest Green fans. They've been scoring goals. They scored a goal against York, they scored against Rochdale.
Just been conceding more than they've been scoring. That's been the problem.
You're absolutely right, and that's important in football. Good work from Forest Green, determination. It wasn't a clear-cut set-piece goal, but they did what they can do. There's ricocheting around. It was similar in terms of, you've got to ask questions of the Carlisle defence to the Forest Green second.
Well, the Carlisle second goal, yeah, and Forest Green's defending for it.
Armstrong with a shot. It's a quick one. Armstrong, watch the right side. The ricochet goes wide and goes off for a goal kick, but that was danger from Armstrong. We were queuing over Forest Green scoring a goal, and ourselves in the Forest Green defence switched off and forgot how good Armstrong is for Carlisle. Yeah,
concentration, wasn't it? And fortunately, Harry Eisted for Forest Green in goal was concentrating, got the save, and then from the follow-up, which was sat up nicely for Ajiboye, but he just got under it and spooned it over the bar. And, well, a second let-off for Forest Green.
So, 53 minutes gone. Forest Green 1, Carlisle 3. If Forest Green get one back within the next 10-15 minutes, going well and truly on.
Yeah, as I said, if they get one, they might well get a second. And then suddenly it is game on.
But Carlisle still a threat, as we see them now crossing the halfway line. Forest Green win the ball back, but Sudi can't get on the end of the ball through to him. Can Forest Green just look a bit misshapen, don't they? If you look up now.
Well, there's lots of pressure going on for Forest Green. I think, what you've got is players, rather than trying to be in a shape, is players trying to win the ball and go to the ball. And Mark Hughes showing his dissent after Gilly Biabu wins a free kick under a good amount of pressure from McAdam.
He was looking at for Biabu, who takes the free kick quickly. Kirkhoff's going to get a talking to. There's a bit of afters after that, and Kirkhoff going to get a little shove on the back of the Carlisle player. He's got a smile on his face as Kirkhoff talking to the referee. And he retrieves the shortly taken free kick from Gilly Biabu. Travels with it as well. Finds Biabu again. Forced back to Eisted, didn't want it there, so might go for a corner. Does well to dive and keep the ball on.
I tell you, that's a sliding save, isn't it? That wasn't stopped, it was fielded by Eisted. It was like a fielder on the fine leg boundary.
Look at him sliding in and use his feet. He knew he couldn't use his hands. And he did well to keep the ball on. Kirkhoff. To Woku. To Campbell. To Mendy. Still playing a centre-back. Kirkhoff travels. Woku looking for options in the centre of the park. Plays it to the right. Ahmed didn't want it there. It kept played off for a throw in Carlisle's way.
He's picked up the ball boy brilliantly, hasn't he, there, Chibi Woku? But yeah, just not exactly where he wanted it. And
Tom Knowles doing some shutter runs. Might be coming on shortly.
Yeah, the vest is off.
Could be for Ahmed.
It's fresh legs, isn't it? Mingy could go to right back, I suppose, and Knowles could play up one.
Forest Green see the ball off for a throw. Good tackle from Tate Campbell. It's been quite solid in the midfield. It's the same one for Rochdale. It's probably the first time you've seen Campbell. One of the few signings the Forest Green have made in the last week or so. Carlisle with a throw down the line. Forest win the first ball, don't win the second there, and Carlisle threaten, but Kirkhoff clears. Looking for Reese. Isolated again is Reese. McAllister goes up and under. Carlisle easily win that aerial challenge. Forest win the second ball, do so successfully. Finding Josh Asude, the edge of the area. Gilly Biabu's on the overlap. Has a shot though towards the far post and finds Ricardo Reese, whose header goes wide. Did the best he could do with that, Ricardo Reese. He had to rise high. Maybe should have tried to get on target. It was tricky to change direction.
It was. He went towards it as well. I just wonder if he could have gone backwards and held his leap away from the ball, whether it would have just dropped for him and then he could have got some attempts at some neck muscle into it. But Tom Knowles about to come on for Forest Green. Yet to see who's coming off.
I think it's Ahmed who gets the call from the manager before the fourth official's board goes off.
Yeah, there we go.
Ahmed again. Four officials seems to have a mare with his board. Shows a 47 and not a 46 of Ahmed. Knowles coming on. Give me a threat. And so Forest Green then. Ricardo Reese would want to do better from that ball in.
Well, I was just thinking, Ricardo Reece is the sort of player you hope only needs one chance to score a goal. And, he's had a half chance there because it was just not quite perfect for him, and he was off balance and headed it wide. But it was good link-up as well from Asude as well. We've seen Asude pop up down the right-hand side, but he was also prepared to peel away to the left-hand side.
Forest Green playing better the second half. Low bar after 3 down in the first half. The Arbus wins a free kick at the edge of the area. Finally got a little 1-2 and he got pushed to the floor. Forest Green have a chance to put the ball into the box. They scored from a similar set piece.
Yeah, I mean, it was a similar distance from the goal line, but it was, 10 yards further out towards the touchline, wasn't it? So, if anything, this is a more threatening angle, although what you've not got is the option of the right footer at the moment to curl it in towards Breeze's goal. Only Carl McAllister over it, and that suggests the left-footed outswinger.
Two-man wall of Carlisle on the Forest Green left, maybe about 5 yards away from the corner of the penalty area. McAllister waits for the referee's whistle, blows up, swings it out left-footed, it goes over everyone. It's poor. Mendy might be able to keep the ball on though on the far side. It wasn't the plan. He gives the ball away and the ball ricochets wide. It might go for a corner, but it's won back by Carl McAllister. 40 yards out, calls him to shoot. He plays it low into the area, gets the ball back, clips the ball over the top. Forest Green needs to get a touch onto it as players fall to the floor, but Carlisle managed to clear.
Well, at the moment, Carlisle know they're in a game, don't they? Which is, as you say, a vast improvement on the first half.
Forest Green give away a goal kick. Half course for a free kick as Woker was clipped going forward. There's a player down for Carlisle as Forest Green on the front foot. Muckadam goes down. Gets a few boos. Again, could be a bit tactical because Forest Green, got to say, Paul, are playing well.
Yeah, they are. They're playing much better, and unfortunately they're having to play catch-up in games, so they give themselves a mountain to climb and then see if they can do that. But if you are competitive from the first and you don't give easy opportunities to the opposition, you stay in the game for a lot longer and you kind of make life a little bit easier for yourselves. But at the moment, Forest Green have got some good momentum, and unfortunately this stoppage for treatment to Harvey McAdam will just make it difficult to maintain that momentum for Forest Green. McAdam being treated for cramp by the looks of it. A little bit of his treatment given to his knee as well, just things being stretched out.
Yeah, the physio giving him a bit of a treatment. He's going to go down, have to go off 30 seconds, but at what cost is that for Forest Green? Yeah. The momentum's been taken away from them.
It is. I mean, Tate Campbell's gone across to the referee, who's very definitely tapping his watch saying, I've stopped it, don't worry, I will add this on. As frustrating as it may be, but McAdam's still receiving treatment.
The physio's still down there rubbing his knee or leg. It could be genuine, but if you look up, there's no change, there's no movement on the Carlisle bench.
That's just what I was looking at. There doesn't appear to be any movement. McAdam's sat up on the turf just enjoying a drink while his knee's being flexed by the physio.
I think this could work for Forest Green. It's always been so long, and so look, they're rattled. And it's got the crowd going.
Well, McAdam back up on his feet.
He's walking off fine.
Yeah, Mingy's had a drink as well.
It's a goal kick for Carlisle, so they're going to be down for 10 to 30 seconds. 61 minutes gone. Forest Green Rovers 1, Carlisle 3 here on BBC Radio Gloucestershire. The fourth commentary game here on C Kitchings.
Marathon match day.
Yeah, match lunch, match day, match evening.
It's just match, really, isn't it?
Yeah, just match all day. Got to buy a fair bit of chocolate and flowers for his partner after spending the day presenting all this sport. Kirkhoff to Sodi. He's winning himself a free kick. He does. Forest Green looks to take it quickly, as we said, as Carlisle are currently down to 10. Freeman finally having a chat with the referee, the Carlisle captain. He's still talking away. I wouldn't be surprised this might be deliberate. Eke away a bit more time and allow his teammate to come back on.
He's wasting your time, referee.
Feeney having a chat with the ref.
Yeah, is it 30 seconds play that have to elapse
I think
before McAdam's allowed back on? You'd hope so, from a Forest Green perspective.
Yeah, he's not been allowed back on now, so Forest could have a chance with this free kick, with Carlisle temporarily down to 10. McAllister over it. 10 yards inside the Carlisle half. Chance to play it long though. Oh no, he's allowed back on.
McAdam now allowed back on.
There you go, it did work successfully for him.
All of about 10 seconds play actually occurred.
McAllister
off the pitch.
goes long. Mendy wins the first header, the second header again won by Forest Green, but managed to be cleared off away from the penalty box by Carlisle.
Good link up, wasn't it? Mendy won the first header, Kirkhoff got a touch on the second.
Another powerful head by Kirkhoff, which Carlisle deal with. Back into Ricardo Rees, trying to get a shot away. Savage looking not frustrated with his team, frustrated with the lack of luck, I think.
Yeah, lack of run of the ball, isn't it? Because Carlisle are having to put in some last-ditch challenges, and it's looking desperate from them at the back. But at the moment, that's working for them, and in certain circumstances, it hasn't worked for Forest Green.
Kirkhoff forward, can't find Ricardo Rees. Second ball won by Campbell, but he gets the ball away though. Carlisle looks to come away with it. Playing it quickly upfield. Dealt with by Knowles though. I've got to say, the threat of the Carlisle break has been nowhere near here in the second half. Knowles himself a free kick just inside the Carlisle half. Suddenly when Carlisle were going forward, the fans were scared, the players seemed scared.
Yeah, but now
they are deeper, I know.
They've got a bit of momentum and they're cutting loose. They're just playing football. They're playing the game that's in front of them. They're going towards the ball rather than sitting off, and they're making things happen at the moment, and Carlisle are about to make a first substitution.
Free kick played into the area. Ricardo Rees wins the header, but it goes off for a goal kick, but there was a foul beforehand.
Yeah, Feeney was down on the edge of the D.
Thomas looking to come on for Carlisle. Rees takes this time to take the free kick. 64 minutes gone. There's a lot of football still to play. Off comes for Carlisle Embleton.
Substitution for Carlisle United.
Who's been told to go off on the far side with the referee.
Well, he can get the applause of the Cumbrian fans over on that far side.
There's hope for Forest Green and Robbie Savage in the second half. First half was really poor. Second half they've been better. They lose 4-1 and 5-1 and still not looking good, but they've put in a far better performance the second half.
Yeah, they have. And Terrell Thomas, big strong unit, has come on at left back and left centre half. Just adds a bit more physicality. It's a bigger man than Embleton.
Asuli did really well to win that header against Williams. Goes off for a throw. Again, designed to win the first ball.
I think Carlisle have switched to 3 centre halves at the moment.
Throw from Carlisle, still hasn't taken it. Still hasn't taken it. Still hasn't taken it. Referee's got to get the card out, and he gets the yellow card as the throw and taker. And who I think was Feeney, isn't it, the captain?
Yeah, it is. It's Feeney, the captain. And I tell you what, Robbie Savage has got him that booking because he protested. The moment Feeney went over halfway, and he's still going to be taking this throw in from over halfway.
Feeney eventually going to throw it. Throws it down the line. Steals about 8 yards. Kirkhoff wins the header, goes off for the Forest Green throw. Feeney to take. He can't take too long now, he's on that yellow card. Plays it down the line. Kirkhoff wins the first header.
It wasn't about the time wasting though, it was about the position he was stealing from the throw-in. That was the problem. And then he stole even more yards when he went to take it after he'd been booked. Utterly bizarre. And Josh Bowen in the Forest Green dugout made the point to the fourth official.
Woku searches to go down the right-hand side. Knowles and Rees getting into his way, but falls to Rees. Has a shot, a powerful one into the hands of the keeper. Loose ball goes to Soda, goes well over the bar. That's not a bad effort from Ricardo Rees.
That's a big save by Gabriel Breeze from Ricardo Rees, because that's his first shot that he's had on goal. He's had the header that went wide, but Rees, after that little mix-up really with Tom Knowles, got the ball edge of the penalty area, and his first thought was to shoot. And
he's pulled a
diving save out of Breeze, and you know, that's what you get a goal there. 25 minutes to go, 1 goal
Game
required, momentum. Yeah.
But it's still Forest Green 1, Carlisle 3. Carlisle's 3 came in the first half. Kirkhoff with the first header. Forest Green doing better with these. Mengi gets a shove on the back. Sure, the referee gives a free kick. He does. They want a foul, do the Forest Green fans, but the referee doesn't give anything. Not much different, I'll say.
Well, they got the foul. They wanted to book him, though, didn't they?
Yeah, Knowles goes down the right, links up with McAllister to Campbell to Knowles. Initial momentum's gone. Carlisle got men behind the ball. Been forced back at Forest Green. They look to find Campbell, keeps the ball on, he can do.
Good reverse pass by Knowles.
To McAllister, to Knowles, being pressurised by Armstrong. Plays a Mendy on the edge of the box, he comes into traffic. Falls back to Campbell, to Woku. Can't find option in the box, and Carlisle looks to clear. But Knowles deals with the ball over the top. Forest Green looking quite assured here, and the fans enjoying what they're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing high-tempo football. This is relentless. This is what Robbie Savage wanted from the start of the season, isn't it? And this is where he thought opposing teams couldn't live with Forest Green if they did this.
Woku to Mengi, to McAllister, edge of the box, played it halfway off for a goal kick. Can't find Joshua Sodi.
Yeah, it's just that final pass that's lacking at the moment for Forest Green, because
the
they're winning the 50-50s in midfield, which they weren't, and suddenly the keeper's injured.
No, this is just ridiculous, isn't it? This is just ridiculous for Mark Hughes. The keeper's down, physio's gonna come on slowly. He's gonna give his team a talking to, and there's not much you can do about this in French football at the moment. Keepers go down. There's nothing you can do about it. This is going to eke out some more time. It's going to be at least 6, 7, 8 minutes you'd imagine for these injuries from Carlisle.
But it's the momentum that you build into a game and then it's lost, and you've got to restart. And also, you know, Carlisle will feel they're under the cosh at the moment. Well, you know, here's an opportunity, get a few words of wisdom, and almost here's a solution, because we've been looking for solutions. I think everyone in football's looking for solutions when this sort of thing happens. Players are allowed, or should be allowed, to go over and take a drink. That makes sense. But none of the coaching staff are allowed.
Yeah.
You know, actually, get a ball boy or something to take the drinks onto the pitch and then take the drinks off.
The simple option is, and I think they're saying about if a goalkeeper goes down injured, an outfield player's got to go off for 30 seconds as a response.
Yeah.
Breeze. It's okay. He's gingerly getting up. I don't want to be too disrespectful, he could be injured, but I'm pretty sure he isn't.
Well, put it this way, there's been plenty of times when players haven't been injured, and, you know, players are almost having to be actors these days, aren't they? That's not fair. You know, I wonder if any footballer has joined Equity as well as the PFA.
Billy Jones?
Probably, yeah.
Goal kick for Carlisle. Breeze, who seems okay, good for him. Plays it long. Mendy wins the first ball, Forest can't win the second, and decent ball over the top is dealt with by Knowles. Not the most convincing of clearances. Armstrong wins the second ball into the area, but Knowles calmly heads it back to Eisted. He's been quiet in the second half. He's going to find a Sodi, who sees the ball go past him for a Carlisle throw, which Feeney's going to take. He's on a yellow card for time wasting already, as Feeney. You can hear the fans around us minding the ref about a bit of time wasting.
Yeah, what in particular behind us?
Ricardo Rees finds McAllister, looking to go down the left. He taps it to Woku. Puts the ball into the box, wins off a corner in front of the south stand with reawaken.
Forest Green's 5th of the night, compared to Carlisle's 1.
They take it short, Forest Green, and quickly play towards the near post, and it goes over everyone. It goes to Kirkhoff, who scoots and it's cleared off the line. Another side for Sodi, but Kirkhoff seemed just have the goal to aim at. Cleared off the line from the Carlisle defence. Another ball into the area, half dealt with. Another shot in, goes off, cleared off Armstrong, and Carlisle managed to clear. That was a chance for Kirkhoff from Forest Green.
Yeah, Kirkhoff from a tight angle, and then the one from Biabu. Yeah, you've got the centre forward clearing them off his own line.
Another ball clipped into the 6-yard box, dealt with by Carlisle. Sodi plays to the left, finds Biabu. Forest Green on top here. They're still training by 1 goal to 3. Ball across goal. Kirk with a header. Half clear from the Carlisle defence. Fully clear from Armstrong. Going so far deep defensively. Savage has got a smile on his face now. This is the football that he wants his team to play.
Yeah, he likes what he's seeing because this is relentless, isn't it? It's putting pressure on and the opposition are having to make last gasp chances, and Forest Green are winning 50-50s.
Biabu on the left-hand side. Got nowhere to go at the moment. Needs support. He's got Woku behind him. Falls to Carl McAllister. Thinks about shooting. Back to Biabu on the left. He's onside. Ball charged down. Clear for Forest Green throw.
Still good momentum though, isn't it? Forest Green.
McAllister down the left-hand side. Another ball into the box. Carlisle clear. Forest look to win the ball back. They do with Mendy. Another header forward. Campbell to the left-hand side. Biabu can't get the ball on. Goes off for a throw. Carlisle to take.
Yeah, I think Mingy was thinking Carl McAllister would be moving for that, and actually the only one who could get anywhere near it was Jilly Biabu from behind him on the overlap. And
time is, I wouldn't say running out Forest Green, but it's 73 minutes.
You need to get a second, don't you? Pretty
Forest
quick.
Green 1, Carlisle 3. Yes, Forest Green are playing good, but Carlisle, you've got to say defending well. They've cleared balls off the line.
Yeah, big save as well by Breeze from Ricardo Rees, wasn't there? Latest at Murrayfield, full-time result actually. Scotland 31, England 20 in the Six Nations.
Kirkhoff with the chance as well with the header. Feeney with the throw down the line. Look at Armstrong. It goes past Kirkhoff, but Mendy wins the ball back and clears forward. Frost looking to control the bouncing ball, but Carlisle get there first. Mendy's header goes backwards, but he heads it back to Eistead, keeper. He bowls up to Knowles. I think the fans are a bit more united in this second half.
Yeah, there's been something to shout about, hasn't there, which is a theme of this club.
But it's a bit toxic in the first half.
Well, the performance wasn't what they had come to expect. The performance in this half has been much better, and that's arguably where the bar is at of what Rovers fans expect. Had they played like this in the first half, they wouldn't have been 3-0 down at half-time.
Biabu. It's to McAllister, flicks it into the box, shot goes in and it's blocked by Feeney. Shot by Mingy, who's made a difference. Coming off the bench, another Forest Green corner.
Yeah, he's done well as Jay Mingy in the middle of the park, and actually Forest Green basically have got three midfielders in there, haven't you? You've got Tate Campbell as the holding midfielder, and then in front of him you've got Woku and Mingy.
Ball played to Biabu, there to the area, clipped in towards the far post, heads go up and it's won by Carlisle. Back to Knowles, thinks about shooting, it's a powerful one, takes a deflection. And Carlisle clear, only to Biabu. Into the box, the ball goes, Kirkhoff's header goes wide. And Carlisle take their time with the goal kick.
Of course they do. 15 minutes to go, and you know, Forest Green building up ahead of steam, but that will dissipate if Forest Green don't get a second.
Yeah, they do need a goal. They need a goal with Forest Green. They've had chances. Carlisle, you've got to say, have defended as well as they attacked in the first half. Breeze being told to hurry up on the referee.
Tammy Babalola goes for a little bit of a trot down the touchline as well.
Not sure who that would be for, you know. Sodi and Rees are doing okay. Kirkhoff wins the header. Finds Knowles. Bombs past the halfway line. Shows too much of the ball as well to recover. Find McAllister on the right. Clips it into the area. Joshua Sodi looks to turn. He's got options behind him. A shot comes in and gets off for a Forest Green corner.
Well, I'm glad Biabu let that go, because had he not let it go, he'd have probably been offside.
Yes.
So he did the sensible thing, let it run off for a corner. See it out, Gilly.
Corner to Forest Green, they're 7th.
Yep, absolutely the 7th.
Kirkhoff peeling away from the far post. Playing the 6-yard area, dealt with from Carlisle. McAllister with the second ball though. Flips the ball in and it gets praised back to the keeper. Half course or a pass back. It was about an inch or so away from him. The Carlisle player brought the ball down and the Breeze picked the ball up. You're a keeper, Paul. I think you'd have were a keeper.
50-50. You never stop being a goalkeeper, Billy. Yeah, it's 50-50 that, I think. The problem is, and John Gorman, former England assistant manager, said this years ago. If a player does it with skill, then the keeper can't pick it up. If he does it accidentally, the keeper can pick it up. How does that encourage skill in the game? It doesn't.
Ellis to come on for Carlisle, replacing one. The first goal score feels like a while away, that. One goes off. 77 minutes gone. Forest Green 1, Carlisle 3. It does feel like the game might be drifting away from Forest Green.
And actually, you've got to give Carlisle some credit for this as well, haven't you? Because at the moment, they're weathering this storm for Forest Green.
They did it all in the first half.
Yeah. But, you know, they're defending for their lives in this second half. And you've got centre forwards like Armstrong clearing the ball off the line. That tells you pretty much about their team ethos as well, doesn't it?
Sorry to Carlisle. Midway in the Forest Green half. Off for another Carlisle throw. Time to eat down some more clock. There's got to be at least 6-7 minutes plus time added on.
Your estimate's gone down, Billy. It was 7 or 8 minutes ago, a minute ago.
Not sure the referee's going to add it all on. Hopefully he's remembered. Carlisle had the ball deep in the Forest Green half. They've not been there for a while, but they're relatively comfortable with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is how they played at the end of the first half as well, when Forest Green had kind of made those changes and Asude was beginning to threaten, and maybe he's just going a little bit quieter at the moment. Maybe Carlisle's change of shape to 3 at the back has just quietened him down.
Oyster touches the ball into his area. Of course, he wants it played out quickly. They find Jilibi Abu. Runs into 2 Carlisle players. Forced back to Kirkhoff. Back to Mendy. Goes aerial. Looking for Biabu. Gives away a free kick. That was soft by him. And I think he might be down injured from that, Biabu, actually. He's tapping the floor in a bit of pain. Savage just trying to encourage him to get up. No, he's okay, is Biabu. More time though for Carlisle United to take this free kick. Breeze in no rush to get there, the Carlisle keeper. I'm sharing the love around us with my electric heater. It's good to our colleagues of Beats Radio Cumbria, who thought they'd be better, more acclimatised to these conditions.
Indeed, yeah, you'd have thought northern, wouldn't you? You'd have thought that they're sort of designed for this sort of climate. It shows you it's National League club, but Premier League cold at Forest Green.
Jilibi Arbour with the throw, being told to put it in the right position. Forest need to restart, don't they, Paul? The initial, they've been looking good in the second half. The last 5 minutes or so, as Mendy's clearance goes off Armstrong, who takes down Mendy, but he manages to get up and clear. It's just gone a bit quiet since, as Forest can give away a throw-in. Carlisle have done a good job of taking the sting out of Forest Green.
Yeah, that's what I said. They've weathered that storm, haven't they, very well. All right, there's been the dark arts of managing the game, but I guess everyone does that. But they've done the important stuff as well. The clearances off the line, the last gasp defending, and it's worked for them. They've put their bodies on their line, and at the moment they're being rewarded by still being 3-1 in the lead.
Yeah, I think that was the time when Forest Green were well and truly up top. You thought, here we go, but Carlisle looking good here. They might be looking better now. Dance with a shot, and it goes over Eisted's bar for a goal kick. He gets the ball quickly thrown to him.
Or thrown over him.
But he was
not the most helpful from the family stand.
He's trying to take it as a
free kick.
Free kick at the edge of the area.
No, it's a goal kick, Lauren.
Yeah, weird one, that one. He gets the ball played to him short from Eisted. Kirkhoff found on the left. Armstrong puts some pressure onto him. Back to Mendy. Savage demanding and plays it forward, which he does. Can Biabu keep the ball on? He's working hard to do so. Gives away a free kick. No, he doesn't. Wins the ball cleanly. Asoda into the box. Few step overs. Runs into traffic though. There's a player down for Carlisle.
Yeah, it's Williams again after that altercation with Biabu, who's up.
He's keeping everyone on side.
He is. It's not a head injury.
No. So Forest can just keep quite a high line. He's still down.
Carlisle have got to defend deep.
Yeah, if I was Forest Green, I'll push on forward.
That's what Robbie Savage is telling his players to do.
They've still got possession of Forest Green through Kirkhoff. To the left, Joshua Sude. Referees Still allowing play to carry on. As soon as he gets a little shove in the back, drives off it though. Plays to the left-hand side. The offside flag stays down because Forest Green know the player's down, and Forest Green win themselves a throw and give away a throw deep in their own half.
Well, a bit of momentum back there, and Carlisle were appealing for the offside against Nwoku, but Williams was sitting down on this turf, and we kind of think this will be the most genuine of the injuries that Carlisle have had so far in this game.
Yeah, the fact he was keeping all the Forest Green on side.
Yeah.
But more time for the clock to get away, and it shows 82 minutes. Forest Green 1, Carlisle 3. Forest Green desperately need a goal. They want to try and salvage a point from this.
Yeah, I mean, those last 7 minutes from 75, when I last looked at the clock, they have absolutely flown by, haven't they? All right, yes, there'll be stoppages and there'll be stoppage time, but even so, Forest Green, that mountain's just getting a little bit steeper, isn't it, as every second ticks by.
Yeah, it's when they had that 10 minutes ago, Carlisle were clearing balls off the line. Forest Green forcing save from the keepers, winning balls in the box.
Well, Williams has taken his shirt off, which suggests that they're going to have to make a substitution, and
eventually he does go off as Williams.
Yeah, and I think Parker's going to come on as a sub, but he doesn't look particularly ready.
Right.
Robbie Savage is asking what's happening.
The physio's on the pitch, the player's off the pitch, and
yeah, should be able to carry on. And actually, they've not gone the short way off the pitch. They're trying to buy time to get the sub ready.
Freely with the throw. I think he can't take too long. He's going to get a card for time wasted earlier.
And Carlisle at the moment playing with 10 men.
Kirkhoff with the header. McAllister heads the ball forward. Carlisle easily clear, deep into the night sky. Knowles with a touch that goes further up than across or forward. Carlisle come away with it. They've got a numbers advantage, but Forest Green stays strong to stop the momentum. McAllister working hard doing so. Carlisle playing the ball quite confident at the moment. And Armstrong beats the offside trap and goes on forward past Knowles, takes the first ball off him, and Kirkhoff comes sliding in. But the game's not over yet though, because Carlisle have the ball with McGavin. The cavalry's arrived back, but good awareness from Kirkhoff. Just nipped the ball off Armstrong at the important moment.
Brilliant recovery tackle, wasn't it, by Gabe Kirkhoff? He's done well since he's come on.
Ellis sees the ball off for a throw, which allows Carlisle to get back up to the level to make the change. Harper to come on. 84 minutes gone. Are they making the change or not? They're not.
No, referee saying play on. Fourth official was actually telling John McMahon that he couldn't interfere with the ball after it had gone off the pitch, and the fourth official then wasn't ready to make the substitution. So Carlisle's still playing with 10 men.
Well, we need to make the most of this.
Yeah, they do.
Kirkhoff, I think he's a bit injured after putting that heroic tackle in. He's walking a bit lame, trotting a bit lame. Knowles down the right, not the best ball forward, and Carlisle managed to clear. Only into the path of Campbell. Biarbi's an option on the left. Kirkhoff has the ball. Back to Campbell. Does well to recover. Asude to Biarbi on the left-hand side. A few step overs. He's showing too much of the ball, and he hasn't. Puts the ball in towards 6-yard box. Cleared from Carlisle. Again, they are down to 10 men. Forest Green might have wanted to start a throw here. They have deep in the Carlisle half. I think the referee will allow this double change to happen with Harper and Parker to come on. 4.5 minutes of normal time to go. Off comes Josh Williams, being replaced by Harper. Second player Parker to come on. Fourth official fiddling with his board. I think it should be about 9-10 minutes at time when it on. I know my estimates have ebbed and flowed. Eventually the board goes up to show Jude Smith coming on. 4. I think the fourth official's got his board wrong again. It's the number
just
7
for a change.
of Ajiboye, who scored that fantastic third for Carlisle.
Yeah. I mean, he actually deserves to be able to go across to the other side and applaud the Carlisle fans, doesn't he?
Knowles with the throw. It's a long one into the area. Forest win the first. Headed through Kirkhoff. Back to Knowles in the box. Turns, has a shot. Easily blocked though from the Carlisle defence, who are back in numbers. McAllister down the right-hand side. Carlisle are doing well actually, blocking the Forest Green shots in and around the penalty area. Knowles drives on forward again. It's open up for him on the left-hand side. So the shot goes wide of the goal. And Ricardo Reese was trying to get onto the end of it, but it just went wide for a goal kick. Time still ticking away. 3 minutes of normal time to go.
It was positive by Knowles, wasn't it? And shows the striker's instinct of Reese that he's actually thinking, well, if he scuffs this and it's on his left foot, I might get on the end of this, and he very nearly did.
Goal in the FA Cup pool between Aston Villa and Newcastle, the only other similar kick-off.
And it's an equaliser for Tonali and Newcastle. 10-man Aston Villa 1, Newcastle 1 at Villa Park. Bissot sent off in stoppage time at the end of the first half.
Kirkroff forward to Jilibiabu, plays it back into the middle. Campbell runs into a bit of traffic, but finds Kirkroff again. Mendy drives on forward. Forest Green training by 1-3 here on BBC Radio in Gloucestershire. Kirkroff can't get on the end of that ball. It's a woeful one from Forest Green and Woku, and it's gifted to Armstrong. Didn't drive on forward, held the ball up instead, and Forest win the ball back, and Armstrong.
Good tackle by Gabe Kirkhoff. He's got the ball and he's been pinged. He's absolutely livid, and rightly so, but he's talked himself into a book in there. Referee's got that absolutely wrong. Kirkhoff's reacted, yellow card. Referee, if you make the right decision, player doesn't react like that.
There's nothing wrong with that
No,
foul.
he's got the ball.
But that does give Carlisle some more time to eke away the clock. 88 minutes gone, Forest Green 1, Carlisle 3. Man of the match, tricky one for Forest. Campbell. Oh, McAllister getting it. Well, no one in the first half. Feely with the free kick, just inside his own half. The Forest Green half, sorry. Clips it long. Mendy with a defensive header, looking for Reese, who's quite a long way back defensively. Forest Green clear further upfield for another Carlisle throw. They look to be going home up the M6, all 3 points. Forest Green could make changes back at Lowell again. I'm not sure who for. No Christian Deutsch today is genuinely poorly.
You just want the momentum, don't you, at this stage?
But you do think it's just gone a bit.
Yeah, and making a substitution might take away some of that momentum. So, just keep playing.
Desperately in a goal for us. I think you've got to say that the damage was done in the first half. Forest win themselves a throw. Diabu looks to take it quickly. Back to Kirkhoff, who's being pressured and collected as well. No free kick given. Eventually a free kick was given against Jude Smith. Sure, that should be a yellow.
Well, Hugh Parker has absolutely left one late there on Gabe Kirkhoff after he's headed the ball, and that is an absolute shocker, and the ref just said advantage.
In front of the assistant referee as well.
Yeah, I mean...
That's a free kick as well. Diabu taken down.
Now, he's going to book McAdam for that, or is it...
I think it might be Ellis who gets
he's
the yellow
booked
card.
Ellis for that. That is nothing compared to the one that Parker has just left.
We've had the 90 minutes of time added on. We've got 9 minutes of added on time. Forest Green need a goal. They got another 10% of this game. McAllister played into the box. Hughes not happy with the decision for the time added on. Mendy back to naughty chanting on Forest Green. Hypocritical, and Woku puts the ball into the area. Reese can't be found. Woku gets the ball back though. Needs support. Comes on Mendy, puts another ball in. Fallen to Osodi. His shot goes into the back of Carlisle's defence. Mendy wins the ball back though. Another ball into the area. Kirkhoff clattered. Referee gives nothing. You know what? It's one of those. If that wasn't in the penalty, if that was Kirkhoff on an attacker outside the area, probably would be a free kick.
Well, judging by the one the ref didn't give or didn't book Parker for, I'm not so sure he'd give it.
McAllister first the ball at the edge of the D. Back to Knowles. Carlisle deep behind the ball. Shot goes in, it goes wide. For a goal kick. Forest Green desperately trying. They've had 1 minute added 9. They need a goal in the next minute or two to have a dramatic finish. They're still trailing by a goal to 3.
Yeah, and suddenly Breeze is checking the state of his studs on his boots, and referee is wise to it as Breeze finally tees the ball up for the goal kick, but he let it roll past him after he'd gone to collect it from the ball boy.
As it stands, Forest Green 7 points behind Carlisle. Carlisle in 3rd, Forest Green in 6th. Back end of this would be the 3rd defeat in a row for Forest Green. They played the top 3 in those 3 games, but still they've not got anything from it.
Doesn't get much easier next week. Trip to Boreham Wood.
Yeah, who are 4th.
Yeah.
So, I guess it gets a little bit easier if you look at that, but they are away from home, they're home today. Then it is easier. Well, look at their trips to Gateshead. They've got to host Boston, who beat Scunthorpe away from home today, and they've pushed up to 11th. Mendy, edge of the centre circle, thinks about shooting, that would have been audacious. 2 minutes, they added 9. We're in, Forest Green need 2 to get a point. That goes off for a goal kick, and Asude, he's been okay since coming on. He was chucked on in the first half when Forest Green were looking dreadful.
Yeah, and actually their improvements coincided with him being on the pitch, hasn't it? And reverting to a 4-4-2 formation as well.
But you do think it's not going to be Forest Green's day here. They had chances after dragging 1 back to try and make it 2. But Carlisle defended well, and now they're just eking down as much of the clock as they can. Mendy hits it long. Carlisle win the first header and the second. A bit disjointed now, Forest Green just pushing men forward. McAllister has the overlapping run of Knowles on the right, who he finds. Quickly taking ball into the area. Can Jilibiabu keep the ball on? He can on the far left hand side. Needs support. Goes past 1, played in towards the far post, over the far post, and Carlisle clear. And goes off for a goal kick. I thought Savage said that took a touch of Forest Green, of a Carlisle player last.
Well, the fullback has played that out towards the goal line. Surely Robbie Savage cannot believe that that's not a corner. And it looked for all the world like the fullback had touched it.
Well, the way the South Stand reacted and the Forest Green players, it was pretty genuine.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's
amazement.
More Collot. Forest Green still trailing by a goal to 3 with 5 minutes of added time to go. That's a lot of work for Forest Green to do here. It looks like they're going to have their 3rd defeat in a row. Armstrong with a header. Off it goes for a Forest Green throw.
We hope.
Yes. Biabu, let's take it quickly. Time's running out for Forest Green.
Biabu's stealing about 10 yards from the throw in speed.
Reminding him of that. Not happy with the official.
Maybe that just sums up the game the officials have had.
McAllister to Knowles on the right hand side, edge of the box, has a shot, it's blocked for Forest Green corner. I don't think you can blame the officials for Forest Green conceding 3 goals today.
No, I mean the officials, as bad as they've been in the last couple of minutes, have still been better than Forest Green were in the first half. I think we can say that. It's
corner to Forest Green, desperate, they need to score. They want to try and get a point from this game. Played in towards the far post. Keeper punches for Carlisle. Biabu puts another ball aerial. Armstrong defensively tries to deal with, but McAllister brings the ball down. Finds Woku. 4 minutes of injury time to go. Forest need 2 goals to salvage a point. Biabu keeps the ball on the left hand side. He's got options in the box aplenty. Needs to play it in quickly though for Forest Green. Time's running out. Goes past 1. Easy dealt with from the Carlisle defence. But it's kept in open play though by Mengi to Asude. Back to Mendy. Clipped into the box. Carlisle's defence wins it well. Knowles brings the ball down, puts it on his left foot. Another shot blocked. Forest Green are getting the shots away. Asude with a simple ball into the area. Keeper clutches it well.
Well, he dropped it initially, popped out of his hands, and he's had to grab it at the second opportunity. And now, of course, he stays down.
There might be some treatment. There's 3 minutes of normal time to go. Forest Green aren't going to get 2 goals in this game. They're not. They're going to go away pointless.
I'll tell you what, the referee hasn't blown up, and the ball's been left by the keeper. I'll go and nick the ball and go and stick it in the back of the net. Because he's never blown up there. Although
I think he did. He pointed for a free kick. So Forest Green going to have their third defeat in a row. Savage having a chat with some of the fans who are talking to him quite passionately.
Yeah, there's thumbs up there though as one of the fans departs.
We'll try and get reaction from Robbie Savage before 8 o'clock here on Steve Kitchen's match night, but he's got TV duties to talk to first.
Well, he didn't talk to them before the match.
That is true, that is true. So maybe he won't talk to them. Be an interesting talk, whatever it is. Free kick given away by Tom Knowles, and that will be it. 2 minutes of injury time to go. Forest Green need 2 goals, and Carlisle are going to come away with all 3 points, and they'll be very, very happy with that. Who can blame them?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long journey for them. You think they've had the weather to contend with as well, so they probably had to set off early yesterday, you'd imagine, to escape that weather. It's been up in the north, but then again, a couple of hundred of their fans have got down here, okay, so...
Yeah, then they've got to go home delighted.
Yep.
That free kick goes straight off for Forest Green Rovers goal kick. They're still 9 points off top, so they're looking to cement that home semi-final, though still plenty of games still to play. Forest Green travel to Bournemouth, as we say. The games don't get any easier, playing first, second, third, then fourth. Chidibiaba on the left-hand side, searching ball into the box. Keeper watches it into his hands and over for a goal kick. Savage, I think, will be happier with the second half performance, but let's not forget how poor they were in the first half. And the fans want his back. One of the chants of the Forest Green fans apparently after the second goal towards Savage was, "You're going to sign a player in a minute." That's got a bit of reputation of signing players after a defeat. We signed Joshua Sodi yesterday. Surely can't make any more unless you want a centre-back maybe. Kirkcroft, who's impressive, is coming off the bench, wins that header for Carlisle throw. Feeney with the throw in front of his manager. Mark Hughes put his showboat in.
Poor touch off of his right thigh, wouldn't it? He turned around to the supporters and said, "Yeah, it wasn't good, was it?"
Carlisle with the ball on the halfway line. We've had the added 9 minutes already as the ball gets played back to their keeper Breeze, who's been by far the busier of the two in the second half. But Forest Green 3-0 down at half time. You can't do much about that. Knowles with the throw up the line. This probably might be it though. Carlisle fans want the full-time whistle to go. Oh, Soda gave the ball away, and Carlisle can make it 2, and a penalty shout that gets waved away from the referee as the player was brought down in the box. And the full-time whistle goes instead. Forest Green come away with all 3 points. Savage and Hughes have a quick shake of hands as Forest Green go to their 3rd straight league defeat. Damage was done in the first half. Weren't after 11 minutes, and Forest Green gave the ball away cheaply, building up the back from Isted. Intercepted by Armstrong to Wern, just slot home. 11 minutes later, Feeney, when Forest Green switched off defensively, 2 free headers in the box. Feeney with a second to place it home, and it was he played it to make it 2. And then the third of 29 minutes, Ajaboy with the best goal of the evening, just bombed on forward. Forest Green's defence couldn't deal with him, went through on goal and slotted home. Forest Green got a goal back to Menga after 52 minutes. A few flicks in the box, found themselves 6 yards out to fight, side put it home. Forest Green had chances. Let's not forget Kirkhoff with the header, Reese with an audacious long-range shot. And there was plenty of pressure coming on. Joshua Sodi coming on in the first half, using his pace well. But, Paul, the damage was done in the first half in Forest Green. Yeah, it's the start of the game again, wasn't it? And they gifted the opener to Carlisle. That pass out from Isted to Biabu, a little bit under hit. Biabu didn't go towards it, and Carlisle's high press putting Forest Green under pressure, and from that point on Carlisle dominated the first half in terms of chances. They had 3 chances and 3 goals after half an hour. Forest Green came back into it more as that first half wore on, and